Hello and welcome back to another guide for Botania. Today we'll be going over the Rod of the Bifrost, spectral blocks, crates, and other blocks that you can use for building. So without further ado, let's just hop right into it. The Rod of the Bifrost will create temporary bridges, and to craft it, you need 2 elementium, 2 pixie dust, and a dragonstone. Let me take one of these and let me show you what I mean. So we're over on top of the floating islands from the shards of Laputa, and as you can see, I want to get over to that island. But to get there, I'll have to swim down this waterfall, go all the way over and then swim up that waterfall. Or I can use my Rod of the Bifrost. By aiming in that direction and then pressing right click, it would create a bridge. But one thing I have noticed throughout testing that actually was happily used right now is that if you're standing in a block such as this grass block here, for some reason it decides to register that as the endpoint. So it would only create these 3. So as we wait here, this will also fabulously demonstrate that you can only use it once every 30 seconds. And as night's coming for some reason, we'll just reset that, and now let's try this again. Since 30 seconds are up, I can now right click, and I have now created a bridge. And I can happily run across it. The bridge will last for 30 seconds, as I said, and you cannot use another one until that 30 seconds are up. Also, the bridge will only go for 100 blocks. So if you want to go further, I'm sorry, you're sadly out of luck, but again, I was able to go from my one island to my other one pretty easily. Now, let me head over to my 3rd island. Again, I can just right click, and again, it reads it as messing up. Like I said, this isn't really, I don't want to say the most reliable tool, but as you can see in making this video for you, I ran into a couple of issues. Every time you do this, this will use up mana. So try to make your area clear. Try not to really do anything, because this was one of the things I discovered through testing, and I'm happy I can just show you now without having to make it up later. So now that that's removed, now let's make a bridge. The other thing is that when you use the bridge, it seems to make it on the block where your feet are. Actually, let me run across. And as you see, it's 3 blocks wide in most points, and it goes from where you right click to where you are aiming. And a nice example here is to show you that it doesn't fully make it, because it hits this block and then it calls it a day. And as the charge at the bottom goes away, the bridge disappears. And as you can see with this little demonstration here, that a creeper can blow up the bridge. Now for last little demonstration, I'll show you. Just by pointing and right clicking, you can go not only horizontally but also vertically for me to get up to this house. That is the Wand of the Bifrost, its uses, but there are also other ways this rod can be used. The Rod of the Bifrost can also be used to make some cosmetic blocks. So by taking the rod and an elf glass, you can create Bifrost Glass, which looks like this. It changes colors just like the temporary platforms that you make when you right click with the staff. These are permanent, and these are mostly used for cosmetic and some crafting recipes. They can also be broken with a pickaxe or your fists without shattering. Just like all normal types of glass, take 6 of them and you can get 16 glass panels. Shimmering Rock can be crafted with a living rock and a Bifrost glass, and this will give you one Shimmering Rock. This block is purely cosmetic and can be broken with a pickaxe. It can also be crafted into different forms, such as stairs, and you can also make slabs. The last thing you can make with this is a fabulous mana pool. What this does is it just like a normal mana pool, except it is more fabulous. And what I mean by it's like a normal mana pool, it can hold the same amount of mana as a normal one. But it just looks, well, fabulous. You can also make Shimmering Planks with a Bifrost Glass and a Dreamwood Planks. This is what they look like, and they just change colors. You can also craft them into stairs and into slabs. All of these are purely cosmetic, but you can use them for however you like in your homes or Botania work areas. The Abstruse Platform are semi-solid objects. To craft it, you need 2 living wood, 2 framed living wood, 1 pattern framed living wood, and 1 mana pearl. And this will give you 2 of these platforms. What these do is they allow you to move right through them. And these are useful in a number of different ways of making hidden walls, hidden doorways. But also another nice thing is that you can walk on top of them. Right here I have a number of Abstruse platforms disguised as green concrete. So if I take my wand of the forest and shift, whoop, there's the other thing you can do, is if you're standing on top and you hold shift, you fall right through it. In hindsight, I should have stood off to the side. Let me do that. I'm off to the side, I shift right click, and it will show my Abstruse platforms. Now if I want, I can take a block. You know what? Coal ore seems like fun. I'll make one of them, take my wand of the forest and right click, and now they're all coal ore. So if I want, I can just make a wall. I can make it grass if I really want to. Or I can just make a design out of these and hide these somewhere like that. The other thing is, mana bursts can travel through these. So even though this looks like shimmering planks, these are actually Abstruse platforms that I can walk right through. Also, one thing to note is with the tops being solid, I can use them like a jumping platform. Also, when you're staying in the middle, you can look right through it and see all the monsters hidden throughout the world. But that's a side note. Now, with mana burst being able to go through it, if I turn on this pulse mana spreader, it goes right through it. This would be a nice addition if you have multiple mana spreaders kind of funneling throughout your base, or just want to move mana from one place to another constantly without having to worry about it going around buildings. You can simply toss one of these Abstruse platforms, put whatever wall block you have there, and the mana bursts will go right through them. There are also a few different types of cosmetic Dreamwood. If you take 4 similar to a crafting bench, that will give you your pattern Dreamwood. And if we go right around, if you put 4 in a diamond pattern, that will give you your framed pattern Dreamwood. Both of these are cosmetic blocks that can be broken with axes or your fists. The Spectral Platform is a non-solid object. To make this, you need 2 Dreamwood, 2 framed Dreamwood, 1 pattern framed Dreamwood, and 1 pixie dust. Similar to the Abstruse Platform, you can walk right through it, mana bursts will travel right through it, everything like that. But unlike Abstruse Platforms, I can stack 3 of these up, and I can't actually stand on top of them. Similarly, if I just make a little hole and place them there, I fall right through them. These can be used if you want to have mana spreaders shoot straight down without having holes there, or if you want to play some pranks on your friends and make some pitfalls that are just impossible to see. Their only limits is what your imagination can give you. Open crates are kind of a different type of dispenser or dropper. To craft it, you just need 7 living wood planks. What I mean by this is a different type of dispenser or dropper is that when items get funneled into it or placed into it, it will drop them straight downward. You don't have to worry about a dispenser or dropper kind of just tossing them in a circle. They just will go straight down. What I mean by this is if I take this hopper, toss in some white concrete, you can see that at the rate it will come out of the hopper, it goes into the open crate and then right back out. These have a number of different uses. One of them being is they actually will dispense faster than you can on some dispensers or droppers without the need for redstone. So if you can limit how much of it goes into it at a time, you can then control how it comes out. So if you have redstone to this, any items that will be dropped will not be able to use by specific flowers. So one of them being the hopper hawk. So if you want, a nice little system you can get is you can have an open crate dropping items down for a mana generating flower. After 10 seconds, if they're not used by the flower, the hopper hawk will pick them up and drop them into a chest on top of a hopper on top of an open crate, creating a nice fluid system to where you don't have to worry about any items going to waste. The Crafty Crate is a way to automate crafting. To make it, you need 6 Dreamwood planks and a crafting bench. The way this works, if you take a wand of a forest and hover over top of it, each of these blocks is assigned a number. The top left is 1 and the bottom right is 9. So when an item gets funneled into this, it will take the 1 slot. The second will be 2, 3, and so on and so forth. But one thing to note is that when items enter it, each of these slots can only hold 1 item. So if you put a stack of diamonds in, for instance, this will just export diamond blocks. Instead of going like a stack of diamonds, maybe some sticks for swords or pickaxes, it will just stick with only one of them. Let's say you have the items for a diamond pickaxe. You have diamond, 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 and then you need 2 sticks, and then it'll go stick, stick. But you kind of need something to fill these areas, but won't count towards crafting. That's where these crafting placeholders come in, which is a living rock and a crafting bench, and it'll give you 32. If you place these in the other areas, then they will count as kind of air blocks and not be used in crafting. Instead of me explaining this, let me show you exactly what I mean. So we are over here to this nice little demonstration I have. And you can see I have a crafting crate, hopper, chest, and up here we have the recipe for a diamond pickaxe. You have diamonds, crafting placeholders, and sticks. So if I want, let me actually do a little of that. Now I would take a hopper and place it on the bottom. It will go in. And as you can see, all of it just went straight through. The reason for that is this crate will export whatever goes into it. And since it kind of has an input down here, export down here, the items go straight through. So I'll just take all of them and redo it. So in the first 3 slots are diamonds. Now if I take my wand, you can see the 3 diamonds there. Now I will put in a placeholder, and then a stick, and then another placeholder. You can see that in line. Lastly, placeholder, stick, placeholder. And now if I can look at it, it's gone. And out the bottom comes a diamond pickaxe, and then the crafting placeholders I used. And these special type of items are crafting patterns. What they do is they automatically add crafting placeholders to certain areas. So this is known as the number 9 or the donut. So what it does, it automatically adds a crafting placeholder to the center block. So if you need to make chests or furnaces on demand, you can just put cobblestone or planks in here and it will automatically make the desired item. Because it will only use these redstone slots. And it will leave this one blank. But there are other types that can be used. There's also the 1x1, which will only use a single block, the 2x2, the 1x2, the 2x1, the 1x3, the 3x1, the 2x3, and the 3x2. Each of these can be used on a crafting crate and will automatically place placeholders in the areas that are red, meaning that those areas are blocked off. So if you have certain recipes that don't use up a full crafting bench, instead of having to place placeholders there, all you need to do is put the items in the correct order. Let me show you an example of these in use. So we're now over to my little crafting crate areas, and let's take up the hopper again. In the first one you see we have a diamond pickaxe. So let's make it. As the items go in, comes out a diamond pickaxe. Now the second one has the 1x1 item. And up here we have oak logs. Now if you take an oak log and put in a 1x1, you get oak planks. Next up is a 2x2. Now as you can see, we have them in these first 4 areas. Even though on a normal one they'll go to 1, 2, 3, and then 4. They won't make this 4x4 block. But for this one, if we do it and put on, you can see we now get crafting benches. Because the spots are getting filled up, and then the crafting benches are coming out. Next up is a 1x2. And you can see we have planks here. So if we want, we now get sticks. Now our last one is a 1x3. Come up here, we can see we have 2 diamonds and 1 stick. Now if we place the hopper down and take our one to the forest, you can see that now it's filled with 3 diamonds. So we'll break that, pick up the diamonds we lost, and then take these away as well. This is because, like all hoppers work, they just go from first item to next. So for this to work, we have to go 1, 2, then 3. And just repeat this throughout the entire chest. Now this might seem troublesome because, well, it kind of is. But now that we've done all this, we'll throw our sticks down, and then let's place the hopper. As you can see, sword, sword. So these aren't as easy as just dumping a bunch of materials in a chest and getting all the items you want. They have to be placed in a specific order, or else these won't really work. And that is all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more Minecraft guides, and maybe the occasional other video. But again, thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Bye!